Good morning. I was just listening to my music. Yeah, it's one of those days. What today was I caught myself singing and laughing like rich girl. She got that. Yes. For people who don't know. That song tap out. Yes. Yeah, I love music. But that's what type of morning it is for me. And it had me thinking like while I was singing to it, like, man, yeah. What he say, jumping out of Bugattis and all that, but it's like, yeah, in the world that means rich, right? All these possessions that you have and monetary value and what you can actually add up and this net, worth and stuff. Um, but yeah, do we know what it truly means to be rich? Like, do we for real know what it means to be wealthy, spiritually, where it counts and where it matters? You all know I'm always plugging Jesus. Like, I'm always plugging him. And I'm always putting it out there, what's truly valuable in this life and in this walk. In the world, because yeah, we're here one moment and then gone the next. So yeah, do we know what it means to truly be wealthy, right? Like, to truly be wealthy. It's interesting, right? Because we can be around people who have money. Like, I'm all over the place. So right? Like, sometimes I'm over here in this circle, sometimes I'm over there in this, area, sometimes I'm down here this way, that way. And isn't that what we want, right? Where Jesus was able to kind of mingle and be in different, different social classes and different, just being around different people and what they do and, all of that. Like, he just was around everybody. And so, does it really mean anything, right? What we wear and what we have and what we can claim to be ours or what we own? Like, no, not really. Right? Like, at the end of the day, right? Because I was watching that the other day, The Bold and the Beautiful, and one of the girls, like old school, you all know how I like classics, and I was watching the old school ones, and it was the one girl on there that just was like, I just want to be near them. Like, I just want to be close. I just want to be a part of their world. And in my mind, it made me think, because I'm just like, yeah, that's how it is in the real world, right? Where some people think they're really missing out on something because you might be a part of this class or you might be in this social group or whatever. And it's just like, at the end of the day, everybody is a human being. Everybody, like, seriously, when we get down to it, everybody is a human being. Everybody goes through life stages. Everybody experiences what you would experience in life. Whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you're in the middle, whether you're over here, whether you're over there, like, everybody is going to experience what it means to die. Everybody's gonna experience other people passing around them. Other people are gonna experience people getting pregnant or, having children and children growing up and, like, all these different life stages, right? Parents getting older, us getting older, like, all these different things. At the end of the day, we can't deny the fact that we all go through similar experiences and it all brings us together as people. So, what does it mean to really be wealthy, right? Where it counts and where it's valuable. And for me, right, I'm gonna share it, tell it like it is. For me, like, where it truly is when you're saying you are wealthy, you are spiritually wealthy, is when you know who God is. You have a relationship with him, and you're aligned with him, right? And he's giving you all of these gifts and all of these aspects of what it means to truly have wisdom that's not coming from this world, but it's coming from him, coming from heaven, where you're storing up your treasures in heaven. Like, for real, what does it mean to truly be wealthy? Right? Like, are you wealthy, like, in that manner? Because you have to think, anything that can be taken from you, anything that can dwindle away, anything that can rot and be destroyed, anything that basically loses its value over time, and you can't take with you, does that truly make any of us wealthy, right? So it's about the things that they don't lose value, right? But it's eternal, if that makes sense. So with that being said, look, all of that stem from like, oh, she got that $1 million. Then I'm like, I'm sitting there singing. I'm like, now like, wealthy, like, rich girl. Like, yeah, when you can walk around and truly say, like, yeah, I'm wealthy. I'm spiritually wealthy. I'm wealthy where it counts and where it's not going anywhere and where it's just going to continuously grow and it's going to continuously, like appreciate. Right? Like, right? It's very interesting, right? How we in this world we look at possessions and we look at these tangible things and say, like, oh yeah, this is gonna appreciate over time, like it's gonna be worth blah 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, but when you die, you can't take it with you. Whatever. So did it really have value? I don't know. But yeah, so it's nothing wrong with having, tangible wealth, but where it really counts and where it's most valuable, do you have that? Like, are you for real spiritually wealthy? So yeah, that all stemmed from me listening to music this morning, and then I was like, right, I'm still slow motion today, although the sun is out and it's a lot brighter, but because I've been cozying up because it was just a lot cooler, yeah, I got in my mode, and so now I'm like a little, like a little chilled and relaxed. And that also made me think of another topic that was very important to kind of put out there and talk about. So hopefully I can do it in an authentic manner. You all know I try and keep it real, and well, not when real goes wrong, but I'm trying to keep it real, like very authentic and very transparent and very raw as far as giving it to you like it is. And so I was reading a Bible this morning, and it was good stuff. Always, God, He always gives me good things. But the one that I was thinking about that I really wanted to go into and put out there as something for us to reflect on and to seriously talk about in conversation and just, even chew on it for some knowledge for ourselves is idleness. Right? It's the one topic. I'm serious. I be talking about these topics that a lot of people, we just braze over it. Like, you say it real quick and then that's it. But it's like, no, idleness. Like, let's for real go into that and what that means, because I don't think it's something that we truly understand a lot of the time. So I went into it. I did not look up the definition yet, like Webster or, just the general definition, because, I know I like to give you some background on it. But when I was in the Bible, and it talks about idleness. If anyone knows what I'm referring to, you go into the Bible, and a lot of times it's known as something bad. It's something known as a negative thing. It's something known as like, do not do that. It's something known as like, you will not have good results from idleness. And when it's talking about being idle, it's not just saying you're not doing anything or you're being, still, but it's saying for real, like it's a choice. Like you're choosing not to work, you're choosing not to do anything, like you're lazy. It's like for real, like it's saying that you choose to rather not do nothing, and it's a choice like that. At least when I'm reading it, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's an actual choice. And not only that, but it's talking about what do you call it? When you're idle, a lot of the times you become destructive. Like destructive, disruptive, like good things just don't come from it. And so I really wanted to get into that because a lot of the time, I think it's something that we overlook. Right? Like if you're sitting somewhere and you don't want to work, or you're like out here in this world and you feel like, oh, well, I can't do this or I can't do that, so I'm not going to do anything. It's just like, no, that's not how we were built. Right? Like, I'm serious. See what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to tell it like it is and put it out there on a real note and give it to you raw because it's a warning, right? Like, normally when you see it in the Bible, he's talking about like this is to warn people, like to be idle, to choose not to do anything, or to want to not do anything, like even having that desire. Same thing with just being lazy. Like, you lazy, you don't want to do nothing, like type of thing. I'm serious. Like, this is real. I know it might sound, some type of way, and I'm trying to put it out there as gently as I can, but I'm also gonna give it to you real. Like, even if you don't have opportunities, or even if you find yourself in situations where it's you're not able, you get what I'm saying, to do much, at the same time, like, there's always something to do. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there's always something to do. Even, like, being in the house, it's interesting because when you read the scripture, it talks about widows, and it talks about like young women, and he's saying that, like, manage your house. That's work. Right? I think some people think that when you say idleness, it's like, oh, you're unemployed, or you just don't have a job. But it's like, oh no, there is all types of work for us to do. Just like when you serve, there's all types of serving that you can do. It's always something to do. That's my motto. Like, even when I taught and I had a classroom, I would always let it be known, like, okay, and when you finish your work, here's an area over here for, like, if you just want to do something for fun, if you just want to stop and read. Like, I always had something to do, right? Like, not busy work, right? But just, you need to be constantly doing things because you can do it, right? Like, it's always something to do. That's just how I am. Like, I've never finished a task because it's just like there's always something to do. There's always more progress to be made. There's always more development that you could do. Same thing with us in our journey and working towards our salvation and bettering ourselves. There's always something to work on. We'll never get to that point where you're completely done, right? Like, you never get to that point where it's like, okay, and there's nothing else to do. It's like, it's always something to do. So if you ever find yourself in any type of space, where you are being idle, like you are just deliberately choosing not to do anything, or you don't want to do anything. You get what I'm saying? It's a difference, right? Where you choosing it, like, I ain't doing nothing. And then, like, you have a desire to do it, where it's like you could be doing something, but you just lazy and you don't want to do it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm putting it out there, like, that's a warning. Like, no, that's not okay. As much as we want to glorify that type of life, like, even when I was talking to people recently, and they'll ask me, like, do you work or what have you? And anytime you'll say that, like, well, no, I don't have this job or what have you, that don't mean I don't work. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, like, anytime that you find yourself in life and you're not doing anything, that's a problem. You get what I'm saying? Because that's normally where you're gonna find yourself um thinking certain ways, or having, like he said, disruptiveness coming because you're not doing anything else. That was another one of the reasons why, for real, like, as a teacher in the past, like, I didn't want them to not be doing anything. You get what I'm saying? Like, I understand you have high achieving students, you have people that they finish early and stuff, and it's like, okay, but still, here's something for you to do, something that's gonna keep you going and push you further. And then you have the other ones that they rush through things, and it's just like, okay, well, you rush through it, but now you still have something to do, even if it's a fun activity, or it's something that makes them think it's something for them to do. Because when you get idle, that's normally when you see all types of behavioral issues. That's not like, look, for teachers out there, what I'm talking about. Like, normally that's when you see all of that stuff starting to happen. When people get bored, or when they don't have anything to do, that's when you see things starting to happen that shouldn't be going on. Right? Same thing with a workplace. You see it in a workplace where if people have tasks, but they don't know what the expectations are, or they don't do their work, and they don't have any work to do, what are you going to find them doing? Stuff they have no business doing. Like, for real, this is real life. What I say, I'm giving it to you real, I'm giving it to you raw. Like, this is how it goes. And so nothing good comes from you being idle. Nothing good comes from any of us being in a place where we just lazy and we don't want to do anything, like nothing good comes from it. And so when you read the Bible, and one of the scriptures that I really liked about it, I think they said it's one in Timothy and it's one in Thessalonians too. And it even tells you, like, as I'm reading it, I'm in 1 Thessalonians 5:12. And it says, now we ask you, brothers and sisters, to acknowledge those who work hard among you, who care for you in the Lord, and who admonish you. Hold them in the highest regard and love because of their work. Live in peace with each other. And we urge you, brothers and sisters, urge those who are idle and disruptive, encourage the disheartened, help the weak, be patient with everyone. Make sure that nobody pays back wrong for wrong, but always strive to do what is good for each other and everyone else. So it's even telling you, like, it's a warning. Right? And that's not even the scripture that I wanted to go into, because the one that I wanted to go into talks about, like, yeah, not only are they idle, but they're disruptive and they're busybodies. Like, they always in other people's business. They always doing stuff they ain't got no business doing. Like, like a busybody. You not That's why I don't even like to say that, like, I'm busy, because it's like, what are you really busy doing? What have you, like, for real? Like, sometimes people, they're doing so much, but they're doing nothing at all. You get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of busy work, like I just said, like, it means absolutely nothing, but it makes it look like you're doing stuff. Like, people know what I'm talking about, but I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm gonna keep keeping it real. But, no, I'm serious on a real note, because you have a lot of people in this world, like I said, in a lot of my environments. Like, as a teacher, I can tell you how it was. In workplaces, I can tell you how it is. And even in regular life, if you see a lot of disruption, you see a lot of chaotic stuff, a lot of things that should not be going on, it's because people bored, or it's because people doing stuff they ain't got no business doing. Like, they don't, for real, they don't have anything constructive to do. So instead of doing something constructive and beneficial, they're doing stuff that's not beneficial. They're doing stuff that's not productive. They're doing stuff that they had no business doing. And so that's why, right? Like, I'm putting it out there, like, that is real. Like, idleness, that's not something to be glorified. That's not something to strive for. Like, right? Like, when I'll say that seriously, because we think of, like, housewives, or we think of, the influencers and, like, celebrity, type of people. And it's like, oh, well, they don't have to do anything. Like, I remember growing up and hearing people say that, like, oh, they don't have to do anything and they don't work. Like, that's my goal. Like, I want somebody to just take care of me and I don't have to do anything. And it's like, yeah, no. Whatever. There's always something to do. It may look like they're not doing anything, but they may be involved in, like, charities. They may be doing things with their families. They may be managing their households. They may be, cooking and cleaning and stuff like that. There is always work to be done. Always work to be done. So anytime, especially in society, we want to try and make it seem like, oh, okay, you're not working, that's cool. Or, like, oh, yeah, you don't have to do anything. Oh, that's great. It's like, no, that's not. And in fact, when you read in the Bible, it's telling you, like, nothing good comes from that, from you being idle. And if you're idle, like, not doing anything, you have to think in your mind, all types of stuff is happening, right? Like, I'm serious. Like, all types of stuff is happening if you aren't, using it constructively or towards some type of, benefit. That means you're coming up with stuff to do. Like they say with kids, a whole bunch of kids get together, and I'm serious, a whole bunch of kids get together and they're bored or they don't have anything to do. They're gonna find something to do, and you better believe it might not be constructive. Like, like, it's probably not gonna be good. And so you have to really think about that, right? And for people who, you want to dive deeper into this concept, find a local Bible near you, right? Like, find a local Bible near you and seriously go to the back of it and look up idle or idleness. And start looking up the different scriptures where it talks about it, because it's literally, every time it comes up, it's nothing good. Like, it's basically a warning saying, do not do that. It's giving you the outcome of what happens if you are like that. And then it's just encouraging us as believers to make sure that that's not happening, and that we're informing other people, like, that's not something to strive for. And not only that, but I think one of the sections says, like, stay away from people like that, whatever, like, for real, like, because we all know, like, the company we keep, right? Like, bad company corrupts your character. And so, of course, God, I feel like, is always encouraging us to help each other out. So it's not in a way to, shun people or, push them aside, but to just let them know, like, that's not something that you want to do. That's not something that you want to, become, you don't want as a habit in your life, or something that you even want to admire to have in your life. But you should want to work, right? You should want to serve. You should want to be out here, doing things for people, helping one another, like he said, in the word. And the other thing I'll say is, if you don't have a local Bible near you, you can always download the Bible app, or it's a whole bunch of Bible apps, or Google it. Google idleness and Bible scriptures and see what it's talking about and truly understand it, right? And again, I'm talking about that where it's a choice. It's a difference when, people may find themselves in situations where they're not able to, physically work because of, disabilities or some type of ailment or health issue or something like that. Same thing with, if it's some type of societal, issue where it's, all types of stuff goes on with that, injustices or oppression or something of that matter. But even in those situations, like, I encourage all of us, keep your hands busy working. Right? And I shouldn't even say that, like, right, busy, because we don't want to be busybodies, but I'm gonna say, like, I'm encouraging all of us to seriously continue to serve. And he says it in one of the scriptures connected to idleness, where it's like, don't grow weary of doing good, right? Like, God sees what we do, and he knows. He is a firm, like, faithful redeemer and restorer, and just all of that. So, and rewarder. So he knows when we're doing things and what we're doing it for, and all of that. So do your best to keep your hands always working. That's one of the prayers that I pray for. A lot of the times is, may you bless my hands and everything that I put into, right, to be blessed, right? Everything I touch and do, may it be blessed and may it prosper. But stay moving and stay doing things. Don't get to a place where you're content with being lazy, or where you're content with being idle, because nothing good comes from that. Nothing good. So that's my word for the day. Hopefully it wasn't too much, but that's what it is for the day. Idleness, and finding joy too in how you serve as well. Like, be grateful that you can be out here helping other people and serving, and whatever they may look like. Like I said, some people think that, oh, because you don't have an actual job, that you're not doing things. Caring for your family is a job. Keeping the community clean is a job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never know what God will have you out here doing. Talking to people, encouraging them, lifting them up. That's work. Cooking, cleaning, going out here driving people around. Some people do things, in vehicles and help other people. But again, it's very interesting to me, because it's like, Jesus is relational, right? God is, you can tell he's about people. Like, you can just see that. And it's important that we're always doing that type of stuff. So don't get to a place where you're complacent with not working, or when you're complacent with, like, not putting your hands to something, making things, speaking, designing, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, as long as you are moving and doing things, and it's coming from a good place, and and let God speak to you. That's all I can say about that. But don't ever get to a place where you just okay with not doing nothing. Like, don't ever do it. Taking care of children, that's work. Like, I could just keep coming up with them, right? Money, dealing with money, and like, managing that or supervising that or what have you. What do you call it? Volunteering, supporting people, showing up for people. Like, you never know what it is that God has you out here doing. doing, and that's your work. That's your serving. So just don't get complacent in it, and recognize also when people are around you, right? Recognize when people around you are being idle, and don't let that happen. Like, I'm serious. Like, don't let it happen. We can only control so much, and we can't tell people what to do, and we can't make grown folks do nothing. But at the same time, it's like, put that out there and make sure that you are letting it be known, like, that's not a good thing. It's not good to not want to work. It's not good to not want to be putting your hands to something, or somehow, some way out here serving. There's always something for you to do. There's always something to do. Like, listen. Like, I'm serious. Like, when I was teaching, I would always say, like, there's always something to do. Like, always. Even when I was working at different jobs, like, there's always something to do. Right? Always. And even when you get to a place, like, where it's nothing to do, like, you need to have it in you to know, like, okay, what can I do that's constructive? What can I do that is going to be beneficial? But if you're ever getting to a point where you completely idle, and you are now doing stuff you ain't got no business doing, or where people around you are doing things that they ain't got nothing to do, like, understand what's actually going on, and try and put that out there. And if it ain't being received, like, read some scripture on it, because it's telling you, like, don't even be around that. I'm serious. Like, don't even be around it, because it's not gonna be anything good coming from it. It's gonna be destructive. I keep saying destructive, but it's gonna be disruptive behaviors. And it's gonna be, what do you call it? Like, busyness. Like, people being in other people's business. I'm serious. When people are idle, we see this too. Like, I've experienced it as well in neighborhoods where I've lived before, and it's like, you see people, they don't have anything to do, they don't have anyone to talk to and stuff like that. What are they doing? In other people's business. Like, because they don't have nothing to do. And so, you get what I'm saying? Like, this Bible, it tells the truth. Like, it's real. So if you find yourself in those places, or if you yourself are doing it, or you see it, or something like that, like, do your best to encourage those around you, and to warn people around you, right, that there is always something to do. There is always some activity that you can go to. There is always someone you can talk to. There's always something that can be done, right? So I'm gonna leave it there for the day, and I hope that it was helpful. I hope it was beneficial, and I will look forward to talking to you all next time. Bye.